A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome back to my channel. And in this channeling session, I have a message for you for the collective. I've been told that I'm channeling someone who is unable to forgive their narcissistic mother. And this person is feeling extremely heavy energy right now. I can sense a lot of pain over here. And this is a bit of a serious channeling, my dear friends. Actually, all channelings are damn serious, but in most channelings, there is still some kind of conversational humor or some other emotions. But here, I can sense a person is in deep, deep pain. So my heart goes out for this person because whatever they're witnessing, it's very heavy. They're trying very hard to detach from the narcissistic mother because they have been doing inner work for many years, and they've been away from the mother, they've been with the mother, they've been neutral with the mother, they have been nice to the mother, they have screamed at the mother, they've fought with the mother, they have done everything possible that they felt could have helped them or helped them heal the relationship. But the narcissistic mother is extremely manipulative. The mother is a genius when it comes to gaslighting or using other emotionally abusive tactics to control the child and maintain the sense of superiority. This was the word that was given to me. The narcissistic mother is always really good at maintaining the sense of superiority, always showing to the child that you are nothing in front of me. I am better than you and I shall always be. Now, when you come from a place like India, like in our country, we consider our parents to be gods and goddesses, or the most important person. And it's not wrong to say that in many contexts because they are the ones who have given you the life, they have given you the place to be here, they have given you the platform to be here. And maybe all the pain that a mother goes through, father goes through, and usually mother goes through more pain, physical pain also, emotional pain. They keep you in the womb for 9 months. So there is a level of gratitude that every child has. But along with the gratitude, children are extremely attached to their mother because mother means the world to them. Mother means everything to them, Their life revolves around the mother. But forgiving a narcissistic mother can be very difficult for a number of reasons. First of all, narcissistic personality disorder is a mental health condition that can cause people to have an exaggerated sense of self-importance, a huge need for admiration, and a lack of empathy for others. But they are very good trainers, they are very good groomers. Because of the same sense, this exaggerated sense of self-importance, they have certain tools and techniques and certain modalities to have an impact on other people. Because you cannot be important otherwise just for yourself, you have to be important in front of other people. And children for the narcissistic mother are the best option or the best tool actually. They use the child a lot. And even in celebrity culture, we see this a lot, that whenever a very famous celebrity goofs up or is getting cancelled or is losing followers or is losing viewers or whatever, they're losing some money or they're losing some brand endorsement, blah blah blah, they will suddenly start sharing their videos and photos with their children. They will start doing presentation with the child, or they will start making public appearances with the child, and the child will be a child, like cute and lovable and innocent, not knowing much. And suddenly the whole the focus is shifted away from all of their horrible goof ups and big mistakes or blunders that they've caused, inhumanity that they've shown. It moves away towards the child, and everybody is now talking about the child, and they're obviously there to pose with the child or stand next to the child and take all the credit for the cuteness of the child. So this is a very age old tactic that a lot of women use who are narcissistic. So this person who I'm channeling, or the person who's representing a collective, is finding it very difficult to forgive this person, their mother, because they have experienced a significant amount of emotional pain and trauma as a result of their mother's behavior. And this makes it very challenging to let go of the feelings of anger, hurt, and resentment. And also, the narcissistic mother does not take the responsibility for their actions or apologize for all the harm they've caused. So, just in case, what I'm also being shown, so it may resonate with some of you, and if it is resonating, then please write down about it. Don't be shy, okay? Let other people know that you are also going through this issue, and this is a big issue right now, especially in the spiritual community. A lot of people face this, and a lot of people fake it also, because they know that this is a very popular subject. A lot of people also fake this. They make it a big deal and they take a lot of sympathy from it. And I know personally a lot of narcissistic people do it, which means that these are the enablers. The enablers are the ones who complain about their mothers a lot to other people or fathers, and they say, oh, my parents did this to me, did that to me. But the empath are the people who are only talking to the therapist or only talking to few people. They've actually kept this pain to themselves for a long, long time. Because the mother is not going to say sorry, mother will not take responsibility, no matter how many arguments they have with the child, or the child walks up to the mother and says, you know what, you did this to me and it really hurts, or you have been doing this to me and I don't think it's a nice thing to do. The mother might just turn around and say, it's all your fault, you are the one. And it becomes very challenging for the child to feel heard or validated. And it may make the forgiveness seem impossible, because even as a child they were never heard, they were not validated. And again, I'm talking about people who are going to resonate with this problem. I'm not making videos for the whole world, okay? And I hope they're not listening, as it is not so many people are listening, so it's all right. So whosoever is listening and whosoever is here, because maybe someone was telling me that a lot of people listen to you, and I was like, oh really, I didn't think like that. So maybe, I want all of the light workers and all of the people who are going through narcissistic abuse, they should listen to it. But I also know that there is a divine timing. Our job is to plant the seed, and our job is to water the plant, and we need to leave the rest to God. And I would really want this planet to heal all these beautiful people who were children at one time, who were treated so horribly, totally ignored, totally unloved, totally used by their own most important person for them. So this child is also going through a very complex process, and now obviously this person is not a child, but they need to remember that they are the adult that the child needed. I mean, their inner child or their child version literally needed them to be the adult who would take care of them and love them. So people need to prioritize their own emotional healing, and they need to set boundaries to protect themselves from further harm, because the narcissistic mother will continue to harm you. Believe it or not, I have always said this, when you change, other people also change. So when you change, you will change because you will create boundaries, and they cannot overstep the boundaries. They cannot have access to you until and unless they learn to behave. But this person is actually saying to God, or is saying to higher beings for help, because they're crying. I can see this person crying. I can see this person going through very heavy heart. They are going through a big heartbreak because they've realized, maybe they've crossed certain years of their lives, of their life. For multiple people, it's lives. Maybe they've crossed certain number of age bracket, and now they feel that I've spent, say, 40 years of my life loving a person who has no regard for my emotion, no regard for my feelings, and they never ask for big things. They've never asked for anything. Maybe they've always asked for very small things, and they've realized that whether they asked for a safety pin or whether they asked for a ship, they will always be denied and refused, because the mother knows that if somebody is asking, not even somebody, because mother really loves, this narcissistic mother really loves other children, if there are any, or other people. If there are no other children, if there's only one child here, the narcissistic mother will have a lot of love and care for other people, other children, and this kind of creates a big hole in the heart of the child. The child is constantly feeling like, my mother is so loving towards other people or other children, or just in general she's so loving, but why can't she love me or care for me the same way? Or even if she can do 50% of what she's showing to the world, it would be so much better. So because of this constant need for love and constant need for there is an expectation, obviously, but every time this child is trying to heal the expectation or get out of the expectation mode, they are pulled back. They're pulled back because of their own emotional pain. Their emotional pain is so high. It may be possible that they have been trying detachment process. It may be possible that they're not living together under the same roof. It may be possible that they're in different cities. It may be possible, a whole lot of situations are possible. There is a physical separation also maybe. But even if they meet the mother for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour, one day, they always go through this torture. They feel there is always so much emotional torture because they have so much resentment. So much resentment is in store, and every time they've tried to heal it, every time they've tried to release it, it just becomes more, or it just stays there. So they want to move on. This child or this adult is tired, so tired. They feel that even they are tired of complaining and cribbing. They are tired of talking to their own selves, crying their heart out, begging to God for mercy, begging to whosoever they can. I'm talking about their masters or spirit guides, or asking for help. But they feel that their heart keeps getting broken by their narcissistic mother. And no matter what they do for the mother is so materialistically, the mother's only priority is materialistic things. Her whole life revolves around it, and it could be possible that maybe now this child has something that the mother doesn't have. So let me tell you what's happening over here, okay? It could be possible that the mother chose other people, other children, or maybe a partner, or maybe a boyfriend, or some other person over the child, a grown-up adult I'm talking about. And they thought that my child would be okay. They would just manage, they would survive, but they would need me. While they were not choosing the child, they did not think about the child at all, okay? The child, on the other hand, is going through a heartbreak, crying, feeling sad, feeling lonely, feeling left out, feeling neglected. But because this is a child who's doing inner work, who's a grown-up adult now, they are healing their inner child. They realize that all throughout their life, all throughout their childhood, this was the same pattern. The mother never gave a rat's ass in reality. Not all mothers are very loving. We know stories of mothers who have sold their own children. There are so many stories like these. If you go online, you will hear so many horror stories like these. I honestly don't find horror shows to be that scary. I find the things that people do to one another, they are the actual horror stories of this planet. So there are so many of these horror stories where mothers have done all kinds of crazy things to their children, sold them, killed them, or just forgotten about them, married someone and then just didn't even care for the children who they gave birth to. So all of these things. And then there are other things like the mother is not that, on the parent level, mother is not that cruel, but she literally treated the child like a slave. The child's only job is to earn money or to get luxuries. The child's job is to fulfill all wishes and all commands and just take orders, not ask any questions, just take orders. So this is a very frustrated child, at least like right now. They're so frustrated that they cry a lot. They have been going through a crying spree also, maybe, as per this channeling. Because they just want to release this mother. They just want to let go. They just want to forget this mother. Now the problem is happening because a lot of these things, a lot of these words, a lot of these behavior patterns that the mother has displayed, it has actually formed some kind of a pattern or a program based reality in their life, which means that even though they say, okay, I am physically distancing myself, or I am, creating boundaries with her, every time they try to do something good, they try to live their dream, or they try to be themselves, they have to go through some or the other problem. They also feel that they possess some of the mother's negative attributes, like the mother's codependency, even when they're not. It's maybe their fear, maybe their fear of, thinking that they'll end up like the mother, or maybe it's just extreme loneliness, because this is a phase of inner work. Inner work is not easy, and I've been telling people one of the most difficult therapies is narcissistic abuse, because without healing narcissistic abuse, it is impossible for anyone to get into union. It is impossible for anyone to go through unconditional love or to heal fully. Even those people who talk to me about their 3D marriages or 3D relationships, eventually it's just for some time that they feel that it's all great. And then they come back again after 6 months or 1 year, and they are in a bad situation because they stopped doing inner work and they were so excited about the 3D relationship or 3D marriage. They did not realize that it could be happening purely because they did some work, they did some clearing, they did some healing, and that attracted a narcissistic person to them again. Because narcissistic people always want something from others. Please understand, they always want something. So if this mother has been hovering around this adult who wants to go away from her, is purely because he or she possesses something. They have evolved, they have grown up, they've done some wonderful things, so they possess something which the mother doesn't have. And the mother, when she realizes the child is not giving it to her, or the child is not acting like a slave, or the child has his or her own life, the mother gives the child a wound, a very deep wound. Every time she meets the child, she will speak to the child in such a way, or she will act in such a way that she will make the child that you are shit. You are just simply shit. You are not good enough. You'll never be. Because if you were good enough, I would have loved you. I would have loved you just the way I love other people I like. If I don't like you, you're just full of shit. None of your achievements count. None of your work counts. None of your lifestyle choices count. Your health, anything, your wisdom. Because I'm your mother and I'm more superior than you. And I will never do anything for you. Never. Even if it's a 5 minutes, just a 5-minute thing, which costs nothing, which doesn't even cost a penny. Even if it's just a question, a simple question. Because narcissistic people, not just mother, narcissistic people, if you have a narcissistic friend also who's just like your mother, you can cross-check. I had given this test before also, just to cross-check them. Ask them to do something for you. Just cook up something. Just ask them to do something for you. And they will make you beg for it. They might not know that you're just checking them or testing them, but try it out. They will make you beg for it. They will never give it to you in one go. Even if they can, even if it's the simplest thing on this planet, they will not do it for you because they cannot. If they find out that somebody needs something from me, even if it's as simple as plucking a leaf from a tree, which is probably right next to them, they will not do it because they cannot make another person happy. They just don't want to. But yeah, if there is something in return for them, if they want to get something in exchange of that leaf, they will. They will for sure. Now, why they want to forgive the narcissistic mother is also because they want to live their life. They just want to move on from this drama. They just don't want to do anything with the narcissistic mother. And because they have realized that whenever they do well in life, the narcissistic mother is back. And she will be back with a bang. She can cry in front of you. She will tell you how much she loves you, how much you matter to her, how much you've misunderstood her. The acting would be so good that it will actually make you feel like, it must be real. Now, I'm not saying all of this to trigger anyone, because at the end of the channeling, I will say it again, that forgiveness is the key to happiness. You have to forgive. See, because all of this that you're saying is a person who is not a healed person. It is a person who has gotten some strange kind of programming, or this person's past life was like that, their past life karma was like that because of that karma they have this life. Narcissistic people look very happy from the outside. No one can tell, no one can say, because they got everything. They got the money, they got the cars, like whatever they want, they have it. If they want an easy lifestyle without moving an inch, they want everything to be done for them, they will get it. Sooner or later they will get it. Or even when they get it, or even when they have it, they never want to come across to people as this happy, satisfied person. They always want to come across to people as a victim. So even when they have everything, they're going to talk about their past, like how much they suffered, how much they were treated bad at the hands of other people. I mean, this is a problem due to which empathetic people cannot heal. An empathetic person wants to surrender to God, but they meet a narcissistic person who's going to the temple every day, who's like the most selfish person, who's never done anything, and yet 100 people respect this fake person. And this makes the empathetic person go away from God. This makes the empathetic person lose faith in humanity. Lot of things that the narcissistic people do, they're just doing it because it gives them a good polish on their image. But then their discipline, or maybe their intensity, or maybe their acting, or whatever you want to call it, it is so good. Sometimes it is so good because they're so addicted also for certain things that a lot of people get confused whether it is a genuine person or whether it is a cold-blooded narcissistic person because of their success. Their materialistic success is something that keeps them going, and they look happy or they are wanted. So for an empathetic person, to learn from them is literally like accepting that yes, this person is definitely superior than me, and this person is trying to prove a point. So what I'm trying to say over here in this channeling is, because I want you to heal. I really genuinely want you to heal. If you can, I would recommend you take the narcissistic abuse therapy, and it doesn't just finish in one course, because one course will give you 4 sessions. Sometimes the pain is so much, or sometimes the inner work needed is so much that it cannot be done in just 4 sessions. The intensity of the pain is so high that many a times, even when you do well, the narcissistic mother is going to come to take credit for it. The narcissistic mother is going to make you feel that it's all happening because of her. Had she not been your mother, had she not given you this great upbringing that she gave you, you would not have turned out to be who you are today. So then that triggers the person even more, and they don't want to be successful. They don't want to do anything. They feel that if I'm going to do anything, the mother will take credit for it. But my dear friends, I'm telling you again, all this gaslighting, all this manipulation, all of this emotionally abusive tactics to control you or to take credit of your whatever you've done is pointless, because you're not going to take credit for anything any which way. You got to learn certain things from the narcissistic people, is that how they never show others that they are sad or they're upset, or what they really feel for someone. So we are not saying that you should become like them, but we are saying that all the narcissistic people, the amount of work they do on their ego, if the same amount of work a person can do on source integration, they will definitely be great at it. They will be so content. And if you are content, see, you are not materialistically a billionaire, okay? But at your heart, in your heart, you're a billionaire. The narcissistic mother or the best friend or the father or whosoever it is for you, the partner, they will have a great deal of trouble. And by doing so, you are going to plant a seed in them also. You don't know when this seed will sprout. You don't know when the sapling will come out. It can happen now. It can happen 10 years later. It can happen in the next life also. Because as I was saying, that our job is to simply plant the seed and also water the seed. We always have to be humble and we have to remember that we are not the doer. We are simply not the doer. The doer is always source, and masters are the ones who take us close to the source. To source, in fact. So, whatever is happening around you, you can give the credit to masters and source. And that way, you'll never give credit to your mother, the narcissistic mother, to whom you don't want to give the credit to. In fact, even if you give the credit to her, you can. Like, how would it matter? If they cannot take responsibility for all the pain and the harm they've caused, they definitely should not take any responsibility or any credit for the success that you have, right? That's the emotion, that's the challenging emotion this adult is going through. Because this person who's representing the collective feels that only because they were so harmed by their narcissistic mother, or so neglected by their narcissistic mother, or treated so horribly by their narcissistic mother, and some of them could also be parents now. Some of the people who are going through this may be mothers themselves, so they know it is not easy to be a mother. It is very challenging. It is a role of responsibility. And they are scared. What if they do something to their own daughter? What if they do something to their own son, which is a narcissistic behavior? So they've been stepping on the path very carefully. There are days when anybody who's playing a mother role can lose the cool. You need to discipline the child. You need to teach the child good manners and good habit patterns and good behavior. And what if you don't have a biological child and you have maybe an adopted child, or maybe you're on a mission? So there can be days where things will be difficult. There can be days where you may feel like you got no one on your side. There's no one standing next to you. No one is backing you up. So you feel that way because as a child you never had that backing. As a child you did not have anyone who was watching out for you. I mean, that was the feeling you had. Although there was, your masters were there, your angels were there, your spirit guides are always there. They're always there. They cry with you. They know your pain. They know your emotions. They know everything, And maybe you talk to them also. They are the ones who are helping you to do this inner work. You might be getting angry with God also. You might be saying that God has not been fair with you. When you look at other people, other happy families, or other happy children, or even your own siblings for that matter, if you have any, or anyone else who takes place of siblings, maybe cousins or anyone, feel they're all so happy. Why not you? Why did God betray you? The feeling that God has betrayed you will also be there. So all of that needs to be healed, and all of that needs to be understood in a way that you are here to study indigenous metaphysics. You're a twin flame star seed or a star seed twin flame, whichever way you want to say it. You are literally like Goddess Sita, how she was walking on the fire. Even you're walking on the fire. Because symbolically, what does it mean? I have shared the painting of Sita ji walking on fire, and it's a very high vibrational painting. If you want, you can buy it. All the steps are written on the community page, community section. So this is a process of transformation and self-realization. It represents courage and determination which is required to face our own inner demons and then overcome them. And not being able to forget a narcissistic mother, or being too attached with a narcissistic mother, or going through all of these problems which stop you from living your life purpose, your goals, achieving whatever you're here to achieve. These are the demons and we need to overcome them. So this is where I'm going to close this session. I'm going to get back to it tomorrow, and I'll see you soon in another one. One love, peace out, and Jai Shri Ram.